He's got to hold the mic for me. I've been told to speak for 3 minutes. You'll be lucky. Comrades and friends, I speak here today not just as the outgoing Secretary of the South East Kent Trades Council, a member of the United Union, but as a revolutionary socialist, a member of the Socialist Party. Remember, during the pandemic, we fought to save the lives of our loved ones, and now we're in a fight to defend our livelihoods and a fight to mobilise the working class against the genocide and mass slaughter of Palestinians through Israeli state terror. Not only is capitalism incapable of providing a stable economy, capitalism means war. I've been asked to explain how and why the trade union movement must take a leading role in the struggle against the war in Palestine. But first I have to say what a disgrace it is to hear the leadership of the Labour Party say that it will not support an immediate ceasefire. It is said that the party of Labour, of the working class, is the memory of the working class. The Labour Party has become the party of a bad memory. We need a mass workers' party armed with socialist policies, led by the trade union movement. There's a long and proud history of collective industrial action by trade unions in the struggle against war. From the London dockers who refused to load a ship called the Jolly George with armaments that were to be used against the Russian Revolution, to the Rolls-Royce workers who refused to repair Chilean Air Force planes after the US-backed Pinochet coup, to the rail workers who blocked the transmission of munitions bound for the 2003 invasion of Iraq. War always seemed to be something that we watched from afar in the safety of our homes, whilst for the corrupt and dictatorial leaders of Arab countries, support for Palestinian rights is no more than empty words used to keep down the working class and poor of their own countries. But in the past weeks and months, we've seen millions on the streets demonstrating in protest against the horrific scenes of death and destruction in Gaza and the West Bank perpetrated by the Israeli state. But a weakness of the movement in Britain so far has been the relatively small role played by the trade unions, which has over 6 million members and enormous potential power. The working class is potentially the most powerful force in society, but there have only been small trade union contingents on the demonstrations, many individual trade unions, but actual contingents of trade unions. There hasn't been a serious drive by the leadership of the trade unions to build and lead the anti-war movement. The trade union movement, putting itself at the head of struggle against the war, starting by seriously mobilising for the demonstrations, would considerably strengthen the struggle. Another linked in question is the issue of industrial action in opposition to the war. School and college students, in fact, have begun to show the way with walkouts, and we should be helping students and young people lead walkouts in schools and colleges locally, as well as in other parts of the country. Industrial action by workers for companies that produce and sell goods which aid the Israeli war machine would also have a significant effect and impact. And that is why we've been campaigning for the whole trade union movement to back any group of workers who take such action. What is needed and is being called for by the Palestinian Trade Union Appeal is collective action by the workers directly involved in manufacturing and transporting and selling arms to the Israeli government. And that could also be supported by workers outside of those industries. That is why we've raised in Unite, the union, the main union in the sector, the need for a national meeting of reps in this industry and other related sectors such as the docks and logistics to discuss what action is possible. To achieve such action on a wider scale will require an anti-war movement whose leadership has the starting point of international working class solidarity, putting the blame for the conflict where it belongs, on the capitalist and imperialist elites worldwide and not on any section of the working class in Britain, America, or come to think of that, Israel as well, because the workers there are opposing Netanyahu. Mass workers' parties would be a huge step forward in every country, strengthening our ability to fight for working class interests and pressurising the capitalist elites. However, the only road to a world without endless wars, where the national aspirations of the Palestinians and every oppressed people could be met, will be for the working class not only to have its own parties, but to arm them with programs to take power. End the siege, for an immediate permanent withdrawal of the Israeli military from the occupied territories, for a mass struggle of the Palestinians, a socialist intifada under their own democratic control, to fight for liberation, for the building of mass independent workers' parties in Palestine and Israel and links between them, for an independent socialist Palestinian state alongside a socialist Israel with guaranteed rights for all minorities as part of the struggle for a socialist Middle East. Comrades, we're entering a new era of struggle, and it's now time for young people to take on the fight for a better life. Get active in the trade union movement. Join a trade union. Join the fight for a socialist world.